Good morning, guys. It is Alistair here on a very, very beautiful day here in Asia. Now, for you guys and girls waking up now in America, welcome. This is All Star Crypto. I give you guys my 10 years of wisdom and advice on the way the market is moving right now. So, what we're going to be doing today is going through a heck of a lot. So, for you guys and girls, strap in. This is very, very, very important information. We are going through the plays that I said to you guys in the weekly video of altcoin picks for the week that I put in the channel. You guys can check that out. And I'll show you guys how they played out and how I played them. But before we begin, of course, this is not financial advice. Do your guys' own research or seek the help of a financial advisor. This is only for entertainment purposes. However, I am going to show you guys exactly how I play this market and also how you guys need to be implementing and researching in this market today. So, for you guys, let's start. Now, Bitcoin has been dumping and having these mini dumps for a few of the days going by. Now, I'm trying to cater to both the long-term holders of people who don't understand how to day trade Bitcoin and they don't want to lose money. And I'm also trying to cater to the people in the altcoin space as well as the crypto space in general, but also traders more so than ever because everybody wants to trade this market and they want to be as profitable as ever. Now, the way I traded was very profitable, even though we had a lot of corrections during the past couple of days before giving you guys this video. And I've already made a very, very hefty profit on these 5 that I've shared with you guys. And I've also bought in Bitcoin and also sold at near tops before I gave you guys the video where I congratulated you guys for listening and buying Bitcoin. Hopefully you guys took profits, and again, if you guys didn't, trust me, it will be going to around about the 40k mark and on the way to 50k. Check out yesterday's video and make sure you guys grab a piece of paper and a pen to understand this market and where it is right now. Okay, we are in the exact same cycles. It's a very funny thing when you've been through several Bitcoin boom and bust cycles. You actually understand that a lot of the same things that happen at certain times in the cycle repeat themselves. And if you guys want context of that, this is not the first time Ripple has been threatened to be delisted and delisted from certain exchanges. This is not the first time we have had FUD hit the Bitcoin space. This is not the first time we have had these corrections, these minor corrections where altcoins start to bleed randomly and it's not part of a normal space going forward. Now, I'm going to teach you guys how to navigate this. I'm going to talk about today's news, which is, of course, the scandal, another scandal with Tether, US Tether, and this happens every cycle as well. This happens every cycle, so I'm going to teach you guys how to get through this. But if you guys like this kind of information daily, make sure you're subscribed, make sure you hit the notifications, and make sure you're just looking at these videos and listening to them on your very busy day, but make sure that you are noting things down somewhere. You need to do this. I'm giving you guys this very, very time-sensitive information. It's very time sensitive because this crypto market moves in minutes. Things change dramatically in minutes. I mean, you can see it right there with the dump down of Ethereum. And luckily, I sold somewhere near the 1,280 level of Ethereum before it actually did that because I wasn't sure it was actually going to go past the, well, for you guys and girls, there's a level that is around about here, and 1,300 being the kind of psychological level that is very close to the previous all-time high. I knew some kind of correction was most likely going to happen. See, right now we're in the phase where technicals, they matter on certain coins, but for others, a lot of this market is hype. It's driven by hype and also market psychology, as in people psychology. And you guys will come to understand that if you are coming into trading or you're going to try to trade this market, a lot of the psychology of people comes into play here. We love round numbers, right? So to put that in the best way, because we like round numbers, it's a very easy process to see where something is going to kind of be sold down by a lot of people and sell before that, right? So anyway, the first thing is with the whole new scandal and Tether. Now, I knew that some kind of FUD was happening with Tether, and all you guys need to know is this. You guys and girls must choose the currency that you are working with. And I've actually mentioned this in last week's video, funny enough, or is it this week's? A few videos back, if you guys have been listening since the start. If you haven't, like I said, check out those videos as well. It's really, really, really important because I just spit out things. I'm not one of those people who wants to do this by just writing down everything and noting it down for you guys. I want to give you guys from a real perspective of a person who's doing this, the way the market's actually trading right now and how I'm implementing strategies in this market that is shaky, right? It's very shaky. Like, even right now, it's these small dump downs, which seem like normal price action, but just the way that they affect the altcoins is not a positive thing. And you need to be able to navigate that at times. And because if you don't, you're going to end up losing money a lot during this process and not being able to recover it and not having enough to recover, you know? $1,000 is very different to having $800 because you made mistakes and you FOMO'd into trades and then Bitcoin does its thing, which you can't control. That is not your fault. And that's the sad thing, and that's why I tell people if they don't understand the space, they need to buy and hold. They just buy and hold and just set it and forget about it. Secure it and forget about your Bitcoin. Just do that, or even altcoins for the long run, because if you don't know how to trade the space, you are a lamb coming to slaughter. There are lions in the space that will absolutely destroy you. So you have to be ahead of the game a lot, and I'm going to try my best to do this for you guys and girls, alright? So the important thing is this. For you guys who are traders, if you are trading, the USDT, like I said, the US dollar tether, is not the best thing to be in. Now, like I said, something that I've actually done is change to the GBP. Now, the GBP is what you can actually switch to, and that is the gold British pound for you guys who are new. This is something you can actually switch to, and it's an annoying process, to be honest. And it can be an expensive process, but like you guys are seeing here, the GBP is doing really, really well. Now, luckily, I switched around here, and I'm actually seeing the positives of this. And the reason it's doing this is because the USDT tether is doing really, really bad with the pairing. And if you guys don't understand pairings, you got to note that it's GBP versus the US dollar. It's not together, right? You have to note that pairs are not together. They're just called pairs. They're actually versus each other. Which one did better? And you need to be in the right one. You can see here, by this massive spike, that this one is the right one, where Tether would have gone down, and you would have lost, in the grand scheme of things, quite a lot of money, just for that small choice of sticking with what the exchange wants. So the reason I gave you guys the opportunity to switch to this, the reason I gave you guys the opportunity to go into something like a DAI coin, a stable coin, DAI, if you guys know what those are, this, or any form of stable coin really, the reason I gave you that opportunity was because it's really important you guys switched. So hopefully you listened to me. If you didn't listen to me during that time, it's not too late. you're just kind of trying to play the odds in your favor. That's what it is. It's an odds game. You're never 100% accurate, and you just can't be. Like, Bitcoin could dump at any time, and it has so many times. Like I told you guys in yesterday's video, it can dump in a matter of seconds, and it can price correct 50%. So being in something like a stable coin, or using the currencies that already exist and just going from one that is doing very bad to a better one, is a very positive thing to do. But like I said, there are other ones that you can use. There is Binance USD, and that is one that you guys can use. It is its own kind of market. And there's also DAI, right? DAI's, for the most part, when you see BUSD versus DAI, there's one example. It's a type where it's just a stable coin, a different type of stable coin that you can go into. However, as you guys can see, the DAI pairing is very limited. So you can only really trade Bitcoin or BNB on here, or Ethereum. So it's just the main ones that you can trade. Or you have to switch to USDT, which is a majority. And it's annoying, really, for most traders. But you would have gained more today, especially today, with the news that has come out. And you wouldn't be in a position where you feel like you should have done it, right? A position of regret. So this is why I want you guys to turn on notifications, by the way, just to make sure you guys get this information before it actually goes down. And I'm trying my best to not screw you guys over with news that just fills your head up. I'm trying to just give you the practical advice that you need to implement now, so you don't regret the decisions that you made, and you can play this market in the best way. So I actually got a message from one of you who I've known from high school, funny enough, and they're deciding to get in very late. And they're doing this now because, I mean, it's obvious. I was mentioning this to a lot of people around the $7,000 or $8,000 level, but again, most people didn't get in. They're scared, right? They don't understand it. They need to understand it first. And it's a very long process. That is just how we work. That's how the quote-unquote smart person works. But a majority of being an entrepreneur and just being a person who wins in general, you're never 100% sure. You're never sure. You just got to jump in. So that's how I suggest you guys play with Bitcoin and holding Bitcoin in general. If you're going to buy, just make sure it's not like 100K when you buy, because it will inevitably gain value. And I've said this time and time again. I'm going to continue saying it time and time again as new people come to this space, but also to understand that there will be corrections. There will be dumps down. You cannot keep something parabolic for an extended period of time. That's not the way anything works. It's always boom, bust cycles. And so anyway, what he asked was, how can I trade Bitcoin and how can I trade these like altcoin volatility, which is what I'm going to actually teach you guys now. And I'm going to help you guys understand where Bitcoin is in terms of these micro corrections, because that's what they are. See, for a very, very long time during the whole cryptocurrency space and coming to here and getting proper investors in, we would be met with 30%, 50%, and, well, right at the end, 80% corrections. And anytime some kind of FUD happened, there would be like a 20 to 50% correction that happens on Bitcoin suddenly. So you would see it just drop and just devastate your account. You would see everything is in red with it would just be red. Your everything in the daily, or what you guys are looking at when you first open the markets here, would be, well, red. They would all be red. So they would all look like this. And yeah, it's not the best thing to look at. It really sucks. It makes you feel down. But like I said, you've got to This is a learning journey for you guys. You have to understand this. But what I'm going to teach you is how to play this. This time around, Bitcoin is actually doing something that I want to call, for a lack of a better word, micro-correcting. And yes, it still has the corrections down to certain points, and we're going to see certain levels. But if you guys are day trading this and you're trying to trade it in the best way, you have to understand that it will inevitably have these micro corrections that will affect the different altcoins in the space. And yes, I'm including the Doge here. It's going to affect the Doge, even though, yes, you would think that the Doge is amazing. Even Doge bread, very yum. But in time. But yeah, it affects the Doge, right? As well. And yes, it would be cool to see the Doge at $1, like everybody's been saying, but we'll see. We'll see what happens in the very short term. But for you guys to play this, you have to note that things should be done in half-an-hour increments. Now, what does this mean for you traders out there? This means that you need to be kind of timing the market in a way where there's a correction and then you buy in at that correction. So you're not in the market, you're on the side with this, the GBP or whatever you choose to use, whatever stable coin you choose to use, and then you time the market in a way where you get in after these types of corrections. So if you want to play the market in the best way and you want to do this properly, you need to understand when a kind of miniature correction has kind of taken place and where it is going to go to using the basic, triangles, the basic technical analysis, right? And just knowing that the pullback's going to a certain position and set your buy-in at that position. Now, sometimes you got to react to the market. You can't always be in a place where you're trying to predict it. And this is what I mean about technical analysis not being everything at all. This market, like I said, by far is hype-driven and psychology-driven, more so, I would say, than technical-driven. I've done charting on certain charts that they do not make sense. They just don't, because a lot of it was hype-driven in the way it's actually going through. You can chart technicals, but sometimes, like I'm about to show you guys with things like Aave, it's in a mode where it's just euphoric, the euphoria stage. So the euphoria stage being price discovery for the most part with it, right? Like we saw here. So the best way to play it, like I said, is to be in a position where after it corrects, like I said, the 30 minutes or so, within that 30-minute kind of frame, when you're sure that the asset, whatever it is you're playing, has stopped correcting, has stopped being sporadic, like the sporadic price action you're seeing, then you buy in. See, you can sometimes have several micro corrections in a very short span of time. So you almost have to time the market in a way where you're waiting for it to stabilize. That's pretty much what you're doing. And what this actually means is a very positive thing, because what it means is we don't have to have a full-on correction, because all of the run-up, all of the overbought RSI, the Fair Greed Index, and every other indicator you're looking at, all of these are able to reset. With enough micro corrections, we don't have to have this huge bust cycle down. It's a very positive thing. So we need to have this. We need to. And from what I'm seeing right now, I really hope it's not forming a head and shoulders pattern, because that's a that's a bearish pattern right now. But for you guys and girls, like I said, if you want to play this market, and I would suggest you start off with Bitcoin, because you have to learn somehow, right, at some point, then I would start looking at technical analysis and just doing the simple types of technical patterns and just buying in low, right? So that is pretty much it for this video. I'm actually going to separate this video to another one because it's now 20 minutes. I don't want to take up a lot of you guys and girls' time. So we're going to be going through these straight after. I'm going to be showing you guys where I played these and also how I played them using the strategy that I just gave you guys. So wait for that miniature correction, which usually dumps the coin, as you guys can see. With some of these, some of it's healthy, obviously. You can see it's the buy up and the sell, but the miniature corrections usually lead to, if we're looking on the 1 hour or the 15-minute, you can see that it's kind of choppy price action. It's really odd price action that just, excuse me, just goes beyond what it's supposed to. And it makes technical analysis just that little bit harder because it dumps down and has to recover from lower levels, right? So that's a very bearish thing. It sucks. But we're going to be going through that next time, next video, pretty much after this. So like I was saying, to finish this video, if you're doing this, if you're starting this, if you actually want to trade it because you're feeling like Bitcoin's not coming up and it's having these huge swings and you want to play those swings, then again, not financial advice, but that is something you should be learning. You need to learn this because you're not only in life going to have this kind of opportunity everywhere. This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, and I would encourage a lot of you to learn this properly hopefully without making too much mistakes. Do your due diligence and research and make sure you learn how to trade it and make sure you learn how to know how to tell when the proper swings happen. So if you learn the proper swings, you'll be able to do it, and you could be selling it at, what happened today, around, well, on the daily, as you guys saw, after I gave you guys the video, the dump down to 33k, I think, 33k, and then just buying back up at that point because you knew after that dump down and correction, it was the best time to buy. So you need to be playing the market in the best way. And like I said, whether you use GBP, because it's stronger right now versus the USDT, or you use the DAI stablecoin, just make sure you're in something that is not going to be a risk. Like I said, this is all about odds and putting these odds in your favor. So that is pretty much what I want to leave you guys with. I'm giving you guys this video straight after, so let's go into the altcoins. Like I said, I will be giving you guys new altcoin picks for trades or holds. If you guys aren't too sure how to trade them, just holds for the week, each week. So be subscribed for that. Hit the thumbs up if you haven't already. If you understand what I'm saying, please hit the thumbs up. It lets me know that somebody is actually taking this advice, this very important advice, to heart, and they're doing something about it in this market. It's very important, all right? And also in the comments, if you guys could let me know what I can teach you guys, what you guys want to know. Like, do you guys want to know how to swing trade Bitcoin? I can show you guys in a series how to do that, how to play these. Do you guys need help with technical patterns? Do you guys want more insight into the scandals that are going on with Tether and the news? What do you guys want? Leave it in the comment section if you have the heart to. And yeah, thumbs up, notifications on. Catch you guys for the next one. Peace.